talking about the four important concepts in the object-oriented programming. So the first one is the abstraction. So what is the abstraction? So abstraction is only just make the program only use the related the attributes. For example, so just in the bank account, we only need to know the name or the balance about the bank class. So those one just are the make the program abstract. We only need to know the name and balance. We don't need to any other things. The gender of the gender, or maybe the location, the address of them in this program. Yeah. So this one is the abstraction. And also for the encapsulation. So encapsulation is more focused on the way to restrict direct access. The restrict direct access of the components of an object. So for example, so all of the things just in this the transfer transaction, we just encapsulate the field, and also we just some the method or the construction of in this class, and also it has some the method. That means like when we are using the transfer transaction for as an object or the function in the bank class, for example the execution the transaction, we don't need to worry about what is inside of the transfer transaction. We only just focus on this. We only need to focus on okay, this class can perform some function. So that's it. So let's make more like an abstraction and encapsulation. So also, and we need to talk about the inheritance. So inheritance is to save the code duplication. So in this example, just we create a transaction the duplication. The abstract transaction the abstract parent class, and it contains some the field, property, and the constructor and method. And here it has the abstract and the virtue the method, which can just which their children class will inheritance from the code. So you can see here we command some the field. That means like the inheritance from parents, so we don't need to write them to just make more complicated. And also for the constructor, they have some sorry I make also for here's the inheritance from the base the parent class. So we just command those code. And also we just because we have here in the child class, we also have the execute and the rollback method. And then we just override the method in the parent class. And this one are also the inheritance. And we are talking about the of the polymorphism. So the polymorphism is about is more about in the context of the programming. The programming, yeah, the polymorphism is the ability of the variable functions that takes on the multiple forms. So we can see that we also have an inheritance parent class and child class, and then we just come through see here the bank class. They are using the polymorphism. So those two are using the polymorphism. So here the public executes transaction. They using the transaction. The transaction is the parent class, and they will include the withdraw, transfer, and the deposit. So we don't need to make more concise. We just because we just use the transaction. They will represent all of the forms. Yeah, and also here, the print transaction history also using the polymorphism. They only just print the transaction, and for each loop the transaction, and then print them the history. So they it not specific to for any method, any class. For example, deposit, withdraw transaction. They only call the transaction. So for example, if you just if you print the withdraw transaction, that means it's a transaction in this loop. And also the withdraw is a transaction in is also withdraw transaction is also a part of the transaction in this loop. So that's the polymorphism. So from those from this example, the 7.1, I explained those four the important object orientated programming the concepts. Hope this can yeah just improve my understanding of this. Thank you very much.